I'm at the lovely Alvechurch Fishery today. Now, I think the match was supposed to be on a lake called Horseshoe, but there's too many people fishing. There's too many people skiving off of work, including myself. So we are on Canal Lake now, which is just here. Now, the draw's not been done yet, but a lot of fisheries, we all know you've got to use fishery pellets. And I thought, well, we got half an hour to go. I'm now going to get my pellets. I don't know these pellets, they're quite a dark pellet. So what I'm going to do is put some fish oil on them, some absolute fish oil, to make sure, one, they sink and give them a little bit of sprucing up, really. So that's what I'm going to do now. So we've got to go, I've done some pro expanders. Oh no, I've just put them in a container last night. I put them in a bag this morning. Look at them. They're absolutely perfect. Wherever they're going to be working today, I don't know. I think there'll be quite a lot of hard pellet fishing. I've also got a bit of meaty mussel ground bait. I've got some maggots as well. Obviously, I'm going to have to work out what bait I'm going to need to take because there is strict bait rules here, as we all know, for a lot of fisheries. So let's do the pellets. So I've got some two 4 and 6s. I've not got any 8s. The locals have just said, just take 2 4s and 6s. So I've got 3 containers here. Let's do I'm not going to mess about, I'll just do the whole bag. Probably about a pint in there, I would say. Because they have said, look, you don't really need loads and loads of pellets. So let's get them in. So 2 4 and 6s in there. I'm going to put a bit of fish oil on them. It's going to spruce the pellets up. It's a beautiful smell, to be honest. And I'm not going to put loads in, a little squirt, because I don't know whether they're going to break down. So I'm just going to use that on each size. Look at that. So one is going to make them sink. And we're carp fishing today. On pellets, we're going to be carp fishing. There's a lot of barbel in this lake as well. But I think for the carp, a bit of that today is going to help. And you can do that. And the nice thing is, if you come to a fishery, like, it's a bit different for me because I don't really come to this fishery very often. But if you were coming back next week, you can put these pellets in a bag and bring them back. So because that fish oil will keep those pellets ready for your next visit. So the 2 mils I might soak up. I'll see how we go. And then you've got the 4 mils. So I'm going to be probably feeding 4s, maybe fishing. You can use whatever pellets you want on the hook. So I've got some hard hookers. I'll just carry a bowl like that, and I'll take a handful out, put a little tub in my bag, and there you go. Job done. Leave them now, get down to do the draw, and I'll let you know where I've drawn in a minute. Right, are you ready then, guys? How can it be next to me? I've not even drawn yet. Has it all been fit? Has it all been fixed? It's fixed up, isn't it? How many's left? There's too many left, isn't there? What numbers don't you want? No, don't say that. What's that? That's a Star Trek Enterprise thing, isn't it? 22. Is that on the right mark or the left? That's quite a way down that way, isn't it? Right, okay. Peg 22, by all accounts, halfway down the right hand bank. Seems to be okay. Everybody seems to think you're going to have a day's fishing there. There's loads of fishing. There's loads of carp, loads of barbel. Not many small fish, so hopefully it'll be a good day. There's quite a few people on it, so that will also have an effect on, I think, the weights you're going to need. Fishery keep nets, fishery landing nets. So they're already. I've actually taken 2 out of the trailer. I don't know if I was supposed to or not, but I'm going to get down there, get set up. I said I've done all my bait prep really. There's no meat or anything like that, so that takes the confusion out of that. So yeah, let's get over there and have a look at the peg and see you in a minute. Right, just setting up now. Obviously, looks quite nice. Probably 13 metres wide. It's going to be a bit windy today. The weather is not great, and the wind is blowing down that end. And everywhere I go at the minute, the fish are definitely wanting to be sat in that wind. So there's a lot of fish in here, which will make a difference. Just looking at the colour, it's a nice colour to be fair. It's got that sort of browny tinge. So yeah, first impressions are, I've got a gap to the left there. So obviously that's what I look at in these venues, because getting close to that far bank could be really, really important. Looks quite nice. So yeah, get set up and Let's have a plumb around. I'm actually going to put my box legs like that. I'm just trying to slow you down a bit because I know you're the local expert. Yeah, I've heard it all before. As with any sort of venue, you don't know whether you're going to need ground bait or not. I don't know this lake. I've only ever actually done some filming on here. I don't think I've ever fished a match. So I've mixed 3 pints, which is about 1 kilo. So what I've done with that, as you see, put 3 pints of ground bait in there, 1.25 pints of water in that meaty mussel ground bait. So if you follow them sort of steps, if you love that ground bait, which I am, it's one of my favourites for like this year, and I'll leave that now. And we only mixed that a couple of minutes ago, and that's drying out already. And that then will be like the perfect ground bait for fishing in the edges, or if I need to, over. I don't really want to put this over. I think it's going to be too deep, but they have cut the reeds back. Last time I come here, all them reeds were leant over. You couldn't really get to the far bank. So anyway, that's my ground bait. I'll leave that now, set up, and I'll put it through the 6mm riddle, and it'll be job done. Little bit on roller setup, really important, no matter what sort of fishing you're doing. I've seen so many people use real small little rollers and it ain't no good. You want something that's going to stand the test of time and stand the English weather. So obviously having rollers like this helps massively. Obviously I'm looking at the ground while I'm setting up. I know I'm going to have that roller pretty high. I'll put this extendable one right out as well. It's actually harder to get your rollers right when the ground's actually level behind you. When it's a bit higher, it's actually easier. So I'm going to extend them right out. I'm going to put that there at the minute. I might drop that one down a little bit, but I'll get my pole out first and try and get that set up as best I can. So I thought I'd just do a little bit of filming on this because it's really important. So these legs have got 2 different adjustment areas, and you'd be surprised how to get these right, how high they got to be. So many matches I've you've been rushing around and you just wish I'd just taken a little bit more time to get me rollers bang on, especially when you're catching lots of fish. Little tiny bump there, I don't mind that. Sweet as a nut, that. I can always drop that down just a tad more, and I can ship through that little gap there like that. Look at that. Like Castrol GTX oil that was. I've got my F1 short kits with 13 drawing because we are fishing for carp here. I'm going to be fishing reasonably heavy, 0.17 main lines, 0.15 or 0.13 bottoms, depending how good the fishing is. So down the edges and across, they're going to be an absolute must-have. Bear in mind, we're probably going to be fishing for a decent weight, probably excess of 150 pounds. Who knows, this lake can throw up really big weights, but it is a little bit tighter today. As you can see from that oil that I put on this morning, that fish oil, is gone into those pellets perfectly. They're really glossy, weren't they, when I put it on this morning? Now, that's why it's worth doing. If you've got a bit of time before the draw, stick it on. As I said, you can take them back home and use them again next time. Oh, where's your mum? Hey? So I'm just plumbing up now on that far side, and it's a lot shallower than what I thought. Really shallow, which could be a good thing, but then I'm just going to inch it back, and that's like a real stony shelf there. That's literally, I can feel my plummet going down. Let's bring it back a little bit more, and it seems to level off there. It's not too bad. Obviously it might just, yeah, it's starting to go off again now, see? Not too bad, it might be a lot shallower than what I thought. Right, it starts to go off there, so that's coming towards the track. Hard to judge that, to be fair. Yeah, look, it's not easy, it's not going to be an easy one, that, I'll tell you, to plumb that up. That's like the deepest part, which is bang in the middle. So I'm just trying to get a little bit of a rough guide really. I reckon straight away I'm thinking like there, 11 metres. I'll have a rig for that, just in case they won't go right up in shallow water. Because if I go much further, I could probably get away with it there. That's all stony. That's quite nice there. So literally, I'm just like literally a foot past my 11 metre piece. But then I start hitting that stony shelf, which is about bloody hell, it's hard to judge. Really hard to judge. That's that stony bit there. I don't really want to fish on that. There's a real like curb face somewhere, which is there, look. I don't want to fish on that. That's where it all goes a bit Pete Tong. So I'm definitely going to have to fish over in there. So let's plumb that up. I've got little 4B12 Carp XS, F1 XS on. Got the local guy to my left. He's wins a lot here, by all accounts, so it'd be nice just to see where he's plumbing up. Sorry, to my right, Moz. Got me wrong boots on today, haven't I? I thought I'd just do a little bit on that, because I don't come here. I always have a little look around, see what it's like. The edges are very similar to that far side by the looks of it. Straight away, as soon as I get shallow water like that, I'm also thinking that ground bait could be really good. It's definitely an option. That's not too bad there. It's got a nice little area there. So I'm trying to look for a nice flattish area. That's quite nice there. I have got all that. Is the best sort of area for me at the minute on that depth of water. I've probably got 2 foot, which is nice. So that's definitely one area I'm quite happy with. So I'm going to fish quite short because I want to be doing that. I don't want to be striking. I want to be lifting in. And it's only 13 metres. To do this at 14.5 and 16, you've got to have the right conditions. So if you've never done this before, it's something that you've got to go out and have a bit of a practice on. And I'm fishing with a short kit, so obviously that helps. Let me just show you. I've just moved my float up a little bit. I've got to get my butt in gear, so we ain't got loads of time. But I'm basically going to set a duplicate rig up. So I've got a 16 GPM on there, 017 main line and 015 power line bottom. Now if you watch this now, so that's my chosen area, literally body out of the water. It's a bit stony, you can feel the stones on the bottom, but I reckon there'll be a bit of a pain. I think there's going to be a few foul lookers, but I can pop along there like that. I've got a little area, it's quite nice there to be fair. So get like a bit of mental map, and then I can, when I drop my float down, that's a real short lash, but I'll be doing that. That's what you've got to practice. It's windy, it's not too bad. So I'm going to set another duplicate rig up with just a hook on, an XSH hook, so I can put corn on, I can put soft pellet, you know, worms. So that's my hair rig done. I'm happy with that. Let me just have a little look down here, and hopefully I can use these rigs, these 2 rigs, for fishing down the edge. Just have a little look down the edge, see what's happening. Now I can probably use that rig. It actually comes right in there. It comes up about a float length. It gives me a rough idea of what I'm fishing. A bit deeper this side. But then it gives me a mental map of what I need to set up. So 4B, like I said, 4B12 F1 XS. These are really important as well. Get your hookups on. Well, I would like to say we're going into the summer, but we haven't had much sun yet. I'm going to put a little pot on there. Don't think we're going to be feeding loads at the start. And that rig's done, so I just got to duplicate that now. Let's have a look at the depth. 24 inches, 2 foot. So now my next rig is going to be exactly the same float. So what I can do with this one I used the other day, but I didn't catch a lot of fish on it, so I'm not bothered about that. People do ask me actually, say, would you use a rig that you've used already? I'm like, yeah, damn right I would. I could fish there as well, see, if I wanted to, so that's an option. It comes up shallower and shallower in there. So I've got an option of, if I want to, I could have a little pop down there, just go up in the tree. That's the only trouble. It's quite nice there actually, plumbing up. But I am in that branch of that tree. I don't really want to be doing that. So I've got an option. I do fancy them fish, even on a short kit. I know it looks really, really short, but they do come in. Yeah, that's nice there. I can actually use the same rig, which is lovely. So I can make your mind up what I'm going to do down there, depending on what happens over there, really. So I'm having a little plumb up short. It's always a decision, because I don't come here. It's hard to sort of know, but I'm only going on from what's been happening to me in matches recently. And that there, oh, look at that. That plumbs up nice, doesn't it? I think that rig there, it's going to be all right. I just don't want to be fishing on those rocks. And then it comes up differently down this side. If you can catch that out on the film, look at that. That's lovely. Just had a liner then as well. See it? See it? And if I get time, I'm going to fish a top kit. I'm going to just have a line a little bit further out, just to cover my options. So the same rig, got a 4B12 F1XS 017. I said 3 pints of ground bait to about a pint and a little bit of water. No messing. I don't even have to add any more water to that. That's perfect. I think, don't know whether it's going to play a part, but them edges are really shallow, so it might do. Depends how we get on. If in doubt, get the ground bait out is my theory. We're done. So I've got 2 short lines and I got 1 long line. Not a lot to set up. I've actually sort of run out of time really. I ain't got, oh, that's it. Just started, so I thought I'll just come in straight away short. Bit of a rush to be fair, trying to get ready, but so on there at the moment I've got a 16X SH hook and I've just hooked a band because I might want to change that to expanders. I've just tapped in some of the Fishery 4 mils, which obviously put that oil on. Now I've tapped a few in with a, now the guide to my, they've all gone long, so some are obviously looked for straight away, but it has been cold, the weather's not been great, so I thought I'd just have a little look in there. I won't give it long because everybody's gone long, so I think that sort of tells you that I'm probably doing the wrong thing, to be honest. Oh, there you go. Perhaps not. Nice start. Nice Alvechurch carp. Oh, they've grown a bit since I come on this lake last. So that's £5, I would say. So I'll call that the carp now, that one there. I've just got one of the hard Sonu 4mm pellets on. I wish I could use them pellets, but I'm not allowed. Obviously you can put whatever pellet you want on the hook. Just flick that out. Stealth them in. They sink immediately with that oil on. So let's talk about where I'm fishing. So top kit in a short 3, probably 3.5 foot of water there. That's a top kit, a short 3, and a number 4 section. And over, I've not set nothing up for down the middle. To be honest, I ran out of time. Over towards the reeds, 13 metres and a dolly. I've got 2 rigs made up over there, one with a hair on with a 16 GPM, and I've got one with a XSH on again for putting different baits on. But I've also, luckily, I've made a decision to make a rig up literally minutes to go. It's sort of 11 and a half metres, just in sort of 3 foot of water, just to give me the option. So I'm just going to throw just a few 4 mils, make a bit of noise. Really negative, but the kiddie to my right, local guy, he's fishing shallow, but he's not really feeding anything, he's just flicking a rig over. I've not made nothing up for that yet. There we go. Oh, big bream that. A nice bream. Guy next door to me said there was some big bream in here. Well, that's one of them, I think. So I'm going to put that in that far net. I'll class that as a barbel. because you can put 20 barb on a net. Yeah, 2 of those I've had. Yeah, nice fish. A little bit of a catch up. I went on my shorter, sort of deeper line. I had 1 bite there, which was a 2-pound skimmer again. So I've gone over and I've had several indications. I fouled up 1 carp. It's like they're off the bottom. I haven't set a shadow rig up yet, but I might have to. But there's not a lot bit happening over here, really. I think the guy to my left's had 2 carp. I've had a carp and 2 skimmers, and the guy, it's like that there. The guy to my right, he's had 2 carp shallow. He's also fouled up a couple, just flicking a rig over. So I've got to bear that in mind. The guy to my left, I haven't seen him feed nothing, to be honest. Where I'm tapping in a few 4s and 6s, fishing with a, there we go. That might be fouled up again, not sure. Yeah, fouled up. They're going to be a nightmare today, I think. So it's really tricky at the minute. It's really tricky about getting one on the hook. So I'm just going to push a couple of shot up to get that real slow fall on the pellet. I'm not trying to put anything over by those reeds really, but hopefully the fishing will pick up. It's definitely slow to my left, what I can see of it. Which is funny because the wind's been blowing down there and I thought that was going to be absolutely, really good, but it's not. I've still got my line that I've got probably a metre back from that. Just over a metre, so it might be worth, I might, drop on that in a bit and see if that makes any difference fishing in slightly deeper water. There we go. Definitely better than what I was doing, put it that way. Thing is, this wind might push them down, might get them to go down a bit, but everybody's foul looking them. I just heard a bloke down there say he's sort of lost 5 or 6 foul hooked. So I've got one in the tail here. At least he's colouring it up. But yeah, it's very tricky, very hard at the moment, very frustrating. That'll do. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Maggot job in a minute. Oh yeah, up Moz. Fishing with hard pellets still. The wind's just got up really nasty. But they are in such a funny mood. It seems to me the people that are catching the best are in slightly deeper water than what it is here. No one to my left over is catching. The guy to my left had a few early. Just like literally hanging a pellet against the reeds. But I think when he's actually gone on the bottom, there's nothing. They're catching opposite me, but obviously on the other side of the lake, but it's deeper there. When I see a guy playing a fish, it's probably like 3.5 foot deep, and then up to my right it seems deeper as well. So at the moment they are in a really, really strange, horrible sort of mood, but I just got to keep plodding along. I had a barb on a fouled up carp on that worm over micros, and then also just sat there and nothing. Absolutely nothing. The only thing I'm thinking, if it's fishing really funny, maggots could be the way forward, but I'm not sure yet. But we'll keep going. Wherever you sort of fish over there, you get an indication, but they will not go on the bottom. And I tried shallow and nothing. That's the horrible thing. So I might just start, when I do come short, I might have a quick go on pellets again, but change that to maggots. I'm not too sure yet. I'm a bit sort of lost of what to do. But that's a nice depth there, like 3 foot. 3 foot is always a nice depth. There you go. So that was on the drop, that. Just as it settled. That was in the mouth and come off. I can't believe that was a big one as well. Can't believe it. That was a good fish as well, that was probably £8. What a gutter. 100% in the mouth. Didn't fight, come to the top. Like a bream. Seems to be more fish in that depth of water for me than there is across. Just hooked one on that 3.5, sort of just over 3 foot line. but not many indications at all. Getting a bit battered to my right, to be fair. He's catching a fish, a chuck over, he's foul looking them, having them in the mouth. He's got loads of indications where I'm not even getting indications, and to be fair, got a couple to my left, ain't really catching much either. They've gone over and it ain't happening. But at least this one's in the mouth. So I foul hooked quite a few. I've probably lost 8 foul hooked. But everybody has, but I haven't really caught any in the mouth either, which ain't really great. But I'm just debating whether to give it a bit of maggot right over by those reeds, because I'd rather come back with a barble and to swap in between a 6 and a 4mm, but nothing seems to be. 4mm seems to be dragging the fish in me peg on that line. I've fed 6s, trying to get away from those foul lookers, and to be honest, I'm not even had a bite. At least if I tap 6s there, 4s, and I do get an indication. I just got to make a decision with these maggots, because if any bait can, you know, switch them on, sometimes it can be maggots. So still just throwing a few 4s on these 2 short lines. Sitting there nice though, to be fair. You know, I'm going to have a bit of a gamble here because I feel like I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to put maggots in on that line. It just ain't happening. So I decided just to put some maggots in. I'm going to have a quick go across again, but I'm going to end up putting maggots in here because it's not happening. Just going to change me hook. It's definitely not fishing, I think, as well as what everybody thought it would. Just going to put a little 4mm expander on, where I've been throwing a few 4s down there, just to see if anything's come in. I'm going to end up changing all this to maggots, I think. There's obviously a few barbel about, so I'm just going to start throwing a few of those dead reds down to the left. The guy to my left actually went down the edge a while back. He's had one, but he's like sat there and sat there and sat there. It's not like you think, oh hello. Maggots might not even work yet. It's definitely gone quiet for everyone at the moment. That's sitting there absolutely beautiful as well, that. So I think at the moment, as the match stands, you've got the guy to my right's doing well, the guy 3 up's doing well. He's catching some fish short as well, for whether he's fishing pellets or not, I don't know. And then the guy bang opposite me on the other side of the lake, because obviously it's a canal lake, he's caught quite well. Everybody else really, there's a few coming out now down in the wind on the end pegs down to my left, but this little bit to my left just seems to be really slow at the moment. Right, I'm going to make a decision here because it's not happening. It's really not happening, so I'm going to get myself a container. I'm going to put a nice handful of dead maggots, get some of that ground bait I mixed up, 2 to 1. So I've got a nice little mix of dead maggots and ground bait, and I'm going to start potting that in over. I'm going to change my pot to a bigger pot. So I've got my little bolt rig. I'm going to put like 3 or 4 dead reds on and see what happens, because it's really gone. It's gone for everybody, to be fair, but I haven't really caught. I've not caught enough. I'm not going to catch enough at this rate. I got on my maggot line, I couldn't believe it. It just sat there. I've had 2 little indications, which is really disappointing, because I thought at least if I come back with some like barboard or something, but it's just not happening. Might be an absolute disaster, but can't be much of a disaster in what I'm catching at the minute. The wind is an absolute pig at the minute, so let's drop that down. Got to be careful because obviously you've got the wind now in the tow. I might have to wet that ground bait down just a bit. Seems the lake's just sort of shut down really at the moment, so just be like nice and positive, like I would if I was fishing down the edge really. There we go. First chuck in, hook one, which is a bonus because no one's catching nothing at the moment. Just shows you done it the power of ground bait on some days really. I know we may just put it in, but Don't wreck me rig, don't wreck me rig. No. So that is a bonus, let me tell you. I just hope that is the turning point of actually catching some of these Alvechurch carp. Probably foul at the next 10 now. There's no point me messing around trying to catch on pellets. It's not worked here. That's better. Bit of a cloud, but F1XS is sitting there beautiful. I will keep me, now I've decided to put maggots on that sort of 3 foot line, 1.5 meters, well, a metre back from where I am. I will top that up in a minute because I think the lake's just switched off at the moment. But I've got nothing to lose to do this. I mean, it ain't happening. I had problems at the start with liners and that, but perhaps I should have fished shallow straight away and not fed a thing. But I didn't really sort of know it to come and do that, to be fair. They're not responding to anything here, but we are in the middle of the match, so it can happen like that. But I've not had a very good start either. The guy bang opposite me on the other side of the lake, he's getting loads of fish there. He's caught all day across. Probably, I think the guy to my left said to me this morning, he was over there last week and it was like 3.5, 4 foot touching the bank. Obviously it's nowhere near that. It's 24 inches here across. So whether that is affecting what we're catching here, I don't know. But they just don't seem to want to be in shallow water, which is a shame, because I thought when I plumbed up 24 inches, I thought I'd get away with that, just especially fishing on the bottom, but it's not worked at all. And even with that, I just said to Moz, the cameraman, I said, even putting that ground bait in, I thought, oh, I'll get absolutely liner to death and it's nothing. It's just like whatever I do, nothing seems to work. And I thought putting that ground bait in, it was like, yeah, come on, be positive. It don't mean to say that it's not going to come strong later on, but it's not responded like, even if they were like coming through your peg, and it's really, really tough. So I reckon at the moment, the guy to my right and the guy opposite, they'll be first and second. And then the guy 3 up to my right, it'd be close between them 3, I reckon. But they are starting to catch a few fish down in that wind, down to my left on the ends. You don't need many fish, like they're big fish, they're 5-6 pound a piece. So if they rock up on one of your lines, at the moment I'm really struggling to sort of work out what to do, and there's nothing to work for. They're all catching at earlier. They got 2 on now. Oh, that'll do, Moz. On the drop. You got that on camera? I'm not even looking. Well, that one was on maggot, but I was just actually tapped some maggots in, dropped my rig in, sort of looked up, and my elastic was out. The Moz, the cameraman, was actually laughing at that. He didn't actually shout out to say your float had gone under mine. I expected it to all be short fish, a lot of short fishing. A couple of people have caught short. I mean, I obviously had that one and those 2 skimmers, but straight away I've just thought, hello, this ain't what I was expecting, to be honest. That score's on the doors at the moment. I'm a long way behind. Go. Another one on the menu, which is good. Not sure what that is. It's not a very big fish. I've got a clue what that is. Oh, big rib green. To be honest, the way I'm fishing at the minute, anything I do. Look at that. Beautiful, that. And on that maggot line now, I've decided to pick a catapulter. I'm trying everything in the book. So I've got another one on now anyway. But it's really weird. It's like they're there just off the bottom. so hard, so difficult to. I've actually fed more than anybody around me, which might be wrong, but I wasn't going to come here today and not feed. It ain't my sort of style, that, to be fair. But the people I've seen fishing, they're literally feeding nothing, which is, bearing in mind the water's warmed up. Perhaps I have overfed it, but there you go. I've got to feed them. Cad pot in hand, just started to feed a few of the catty as well. So I've had a few little indications, and I think, well, possibly they might catch them shallow later on, possibly. It's the hardest sort of match that I've done, I think, live match, to be fair. Coming to a venue that I've never fished a match before is always difficult, but this one is a tricky one. I think up to now it's caught me out about how much feed they've been put in here, like literally nothing. But I'm not prepared to I'm going to stand by me morals and feed some bait. Nice fish as well when you get them. But a long way behind, I think, at the minute. Got about 2 hours to go, I think, maybe a bit less. So I've got like 7 carp, probably £6 of other fish at the minute. Guy to my right now has just stopped catching completely. He was getting loads of indications. The guy to his right's had a couple in the last half an hour or so. So you can see where I'm fishing, probably 1.5 meters off the reeds. Nice depth, like 3.5 foot. Started throwing some maggots on that line. But I'm really amazed at the amount of bait people are feeding. It's literally nothing. It was nice just a minute ago, the wind dropped, I could loose feed a few maggots around me float, and it's a real shame because I thought it was going to be like, there we go, that was a little dink. So this is actually getting a bit better now. Nice fish, that. There's some power, mind. Isn't that amazing though, that this is the rig I made up literally last knockings, and it's been my best line. I've got a medium cad pot on, sort of 3/4 filling it. I've probably got like, I don't know, 30-40 maggots in, something like that. I'm not feeding like 5 or 6. I'm trying to catch carp, you know what I mean? So on that line, I obviously fed probably about 100 mil of maggots. Went in there, nothing really. So I left it, I put another sort of handful of maggots in. And then the second time I've gone in on it, I've had a bream, a few carp now. I have put a little bit more line on the bottom. I'm probably fishing about half a float over depth at the minute because of the wind. There you go. Oh, here we go, mods. It's only took me 4 hours to try and get... But that's what these things are about, aren't they? I hope, well, I was hoping not, but... Smaller one this time, though. Where are you? Come here. Nice size, eh? Look at that. Oh, a bar of gold. So I've just gone back out on that 3.5 foot line and caught this skimmer, but no carp. Gutted really, because they're starting to catch a few more carp up to my right again. They're all having a few more up there. Roach, come off. He's in the mouth. It's been a hard old day, this has, to be fair. Very hard to work out, apart from going over there, slapping a pellet over, probably like the kiddie's done to my two to my right. But they've all caught a few more up there. Some of them have fed and some of them haven't. What I can see of it, anyway, it's hard to say. Don't think you're going to get that run of carp anywhere late on the bottom. I just don't think it's going to happen. I just dropped on that short maggot line. I think that might be a, not sure, it might be another barbel. Oh no, little carp. So that's good, but it's only a little one. Beautiful Alvechurch pasty. Just taking time. Definitely not in the race for the front running. That's for certain. Miles behind, probably 6 or 8 carp behind at least, I would say. Really need that to like wake up now and have a last charge, but oh, there you go. Beautiful to catch some nice big barbel. I reckon they're like 2.5 pound. So I've had a few of those. Everything's going to help today, even though I think I need a miracle to that kiddie, that guy to my left now. Sorry, is got one again straight away. But he's fed nothing, literally like nothing, which has probably caught me out big style today. I wasn't expecting to come here and feed like 2 pellets and things like that. I got a job to feed 2 pellets for the size of my fingers, to be honest. We've got half an hour to go now, and yeah, it's not happening. I've just been on my maggot line. I had, oh, that was a little bite then. That was on a expander. But I'm struggling to like go anywhere and think it's gonna happen. This has got another one next to me, short. I'm sort of going, well, I've not gone forwards all day really. Only mid-match when it went completely dead. Not good at all. Just really struggling to make anything happen, to suss anything out. £150 mph indication. Whether that was a bite, I don't know, but it was 150 miles an hour. So that's on a 4 mil expander, that. I don't normally miss them on an expander, to be fair. Might be a gudgeon. And he's got another one to my left now, short on pellets. So he's going to be overtaking me now, where I was in front of him, but he's had, oh, there we go, that'll do. Had a bit of a moan on with that one. No, he's alright. Let's see if we can get a couple more before the end. So 4 mil Pro expander. Just chucked a couple of grains of corn down there as well, just to see if I can slip a bit of F1 corn on. And another one there, little tiny bite. Not as big as the guys to my left. Just shows you, done it. Time of day. Having a bit of a munch. So I'm just going to throw in a couple of grains of corn. There you go. It's on a bit of corn, that. Oh, whoa. I don't know what Mark's feeding them on, but corn, yeah, Mars. Oh, is that all we got? 4 minutes. So 4 minutes to go. Gutted, because it's the same old thing, isn't it? You don't want it to end now. Last couple of minutes now, and I've had like 4 short. Not enough, but at least I've had a few bites short. It's not been quick. Everywhere I've fished, really trying to like claw it back. So I've not fished it right to start with. I think I should have been over there, probably slapping a pellet over, rather than trying to catch them on the bottom, because it just foul hooked a few, well, quite a few. Just didn't want any bait. Middle of the match has been alright for me, really. Little liner then, come on. Gotta be joking. Makes you wonder if you'd have just fished a patient corn match, to be honest. But, you know, hindsight's a lovely thing, isn't it? Oh, liner. Liner that was. You see where the line was going? Line went over there. I wasn't even watching, but when I struck, the line was going that way. Come on. Gutted, really, because it's like, oh, that's it. Oh, but yeah, there you go. Been disappointing, really. I've not got it right. I've probably been caught out by how much feed you've had to feed to catch, which I've put quite a lot, well, I wouldn't say a lot of bait, but I reckon I've fed a lot more than everybody else around me. But there you go, that's fishing. I'm a bit gutty really, because I've just felt like even that there, I caught 4, slipped a bit of corn on, caught one, missed a bite, but it's not, then I've caught nothing. But I've definitely caught more to my right. It'd be close between me and the guy to my left. So there you go, we're weighing in. It's been frustrating, I'm not going to lie, it's been frustrating. I've sworn a few times, but not on camera. So we'll weigh in and we'll let you know the result. And I think I might be wheel spinning at the car park. Speak to you in a minute. He's fed 2 pellets and one of them come off his hook, so I put it back on. What have you had, £100?
Nah, £60.
Have you? Opposite me, I thought you'd sack right up.
I've lost about 20.
No, that's a nightmare, aren't they? So I've had £26 of silvers to start with.
£70 8.
So we had 100.
Cheers. Right, Moz? Well, I can't believe it. I've actually won the match with 70, I think about £100. Honestly, I've sat there, you probably watched the film and thought, he's fallen asleep, because I never felt like I got it anywhere near right. But speaking to the guy to my right, who's a local guy, he comes here all the time, he has basically slapped a pellet, and he's actually foul hooked fish, even slapping a pellet 12 inches deep. So whatever mood these fish have been in today, they've been a nightmare. And I foul hooked, as you probably see from the film, I foul hooked quite a few over, trying to catch on the bottom. You know, a different venue would have probably been completely different today. But I'm still in shock that I've actually won the match. I've had £25 of silvers. So those bream, I think I've had 5 or 6 good size sort of bream big skimmers and 5 or 6 barbel, which have made the difference. Without those maggots today, there's not a chance I would have actually won the match. So there you go. It's been a weird day. Honestly, I cannot believe it. Moz and me have had a 100% record when we've been out filming. So there you go. I hope you've learnt a bit. It's been a tricky one for the cameras here for Sonubaits. I don't really know what else to say apart from that rig that I set up with 5 minutes, I had 5 or 6 minutes to go, has been the rig that's got me out of trouble. 100%. In theory, and obviously catching those 4 short, them 4 fish short, were 100%. That's probably, I would say, £15 a fish. But I wish, in hindsight, I wish I'd put some ground bait in somewhere, because them bream, they're like £2.50 a piece. I think one of them was probably £3. If you get them lined up, especially on a day like today where it's been proper weird. But there you go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the Sonubaits YouTube channel for more very strange videos like this one. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.